Did you know that when you donate blood at the Red Cross, you receive valuable information about your health? It's true. Every time you donate blood, you get a free health assessment. It's like a mini physical. To make sure you're well enough to donate, a Red Cross staff member checks your vitals: temperature, blood pressure, pulse, and hemoglobin levels. After each appointment, your health information is easily accessible on your personal donor profile, either online or through the Red Cross Blood Donor app. Your confidential health data is a valuable tool to help monitor your wellness. But how can you use it? Trend charts display how your health information has changed over time. You can use these visual guides to better understand your health and catch early signs of issues like high blood pressure or anemia by sharing the information with your healthcare provider at your next appointment. The more you take care of yourself, the more you can help take care of others. Share your good health by donating blood. Visit redcrossblood.org/health screening to learn more about health assessments and make an appointment to donate.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing we do to keep us focused.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game?
To drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health.
Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and mental health.
Find the resources you need to keep your mental health a priority.
Love your mind.
Okay, at 6:30, we'll call the meeting to order. Thank you. First item is roll call.
Meyer,
Here.
Nelson,
Here.
Olson,
Here.
Van Kampen,
Here.
Schnelly,
Here.
Smithback,
Here.
and Polda and Beno are both absent.
Thank you. Move on, approval minutes of July 10th, 2025. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
We have a motion, we have a second?
Second.
We have a second, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Public appearances, item 4A. This is a part of the agenda. It says community input. This part allows the public to provide information to the Plan Commission, including items both on and off the agenda. This agenda item allows the commission to receive information and to ask questions of a presenter to facilitate a better understanding of the information. Commission members may discuss procedural matters relating to the information, such as whether the information should be directed to staff or placed on future commission agenda. However, commission members may not expand their discussion beyond such procedural matters. Anybody wants to talk about anything that's not on the agenda? And I prefer we just talk about things that are on the agenda when we get to them. Thank you. We'll move on. Communication, miscellaneous business, we have none. Unfinished business, none. New business, for discussion only. Conceptual plan presentation for Main Street Senior Living, 354 North Main Street.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm back, and as a refresher, we are proposing to convert the former skilled nursing and assisted living to a full independent living with 47 apartments, studio apartments, with just small kitchenettes at the former Main Street location. I think it was called the Manor. Before we come back at the next Plan Commission, I just wanted to have an opportunity to kind of talk to you guys to see if there's any suggestions that you may have for me as we kind of go through the plan.
Tim, could you introduce yourself
Oh,
and also
sorry,
just
yeah.
bring the mic a little closer as you're
okay,
speaking? Thank
thanks.
you.
Tim Becker, I represent the owners at Oregon Properties LLC, and I'm their general contractor from Freedy and Associates. We provided the concept site plan, and some of the challenges that we had for that was parking, density, and then setbacks as it relates to the plan. So we have solved the parking plan, we think, by demolishing the duplex that was behind on Sodden Drive.
Okay.
And that'll be a potential parking location for that. With the 47 apartments, we have identified 47 parking spots, so one per. I do want to bring your attention to, we did an existing conditions survey. And it seems as if when the building was built, as it relates to setbacks, it was kind of canted on the property, which means two corners kind of violate the setback requirements. So for instance, and I'm assuming that the front of the building is Main Street, instead of 30 feet, it's like 29.7. And then in the rear, instead of 20 feet, it's 19.9. So I just wanted to draw your attention to that. And as part of this plan, I guess that's something we wanted to call out. Other than that, the density has been identified. I know that 8 is the limit, and we are asking for consideration of 47. And then all the other things through your ordinance we've checked through, and I think that we have satisfied all of those. But again, I just wanted an opportunity for you guys to take a look at this conceptually and provide any feedback before I come back to you with the actual plan. Again, we'll be submitting a CSM, the GDP, and the SIP at the next meeting on September 4th. We've combined all the parcels that we need to, I believe, as one CSM, and you'll see that CSM on the 4th as well.
Okay. Any questions of anybody at this point?
Yeah, I have a couple questions. You knocked down the duplex. There's a property to the north that's excluded. You're combining 4 lots, it looks like.
Correct.
What is the intention with that separate property? And what is the parking accommodation for that property?
So that is going to be the business office for that facility.
Okay.
And right now it's 47 units, 47 parking spots. I suspect that they're going to want to drop that to 42 units, but remain the 47 parking spots.
Okay.
That's kind of, the interior is a little bit in flux right now, only because I think they're all designed right now as studio apartments, and they would like to have some that are one bedroom, kind of closed off instead of studios. So with that, they would lose a number of apartments and combine them.
Okay. And then, that parking lot, that looks like it's edging to the south where the existing retention pond is that correct?
It is, but it's still on the property, and
Okay.
we also have a stormwater plan that'll be associated with this plan that we'll bring forth with you on the 4th as well.
So is there an intention to increase the capacity of that stormwater
Yes,
basin there?
yep,
Okay.
and there's options in that plan too. I received the plan on my way here, and I'm like, I was fighting the want to kind of read that as I'm driving down 12, but I fought it. I didn't read through that.
Okay.
All right. Elise, do you have any comments?
I think Tim covered most of it. I think, I met with him probably 2 weeks ago and we went through all the requirements for the GDP and SIP. So landscaping, any exterior lighting, I think one thing I just wanted to, ask too is for this additional parking lot, or is your intention to have people come out to the sidewalk and walk around, or is there gonna be any kind of internal pedestrian path that's
It would
closer
be
to the
using
building?
existing sidewalks.
Okay. But yeah, and then the CSM, I think, do you all understand which parcels are intended to be combined? Everything that's kind of colored here, so, yeah, I think we'll look forward to getting the submittal tomorrow and start our review, share that with the fire department per usual, and, engineering and planning
Okay.
review too.
Can I just
Yes, ma'am.
ask
Yeah,
one
absolutely.
question? Sorry. The driveway looks really close to kind of the corner, and there's a lot of traffic there when school is in session. I'm just wondering if that's a concern to anybody else. I know when you're dropping your kids off in the morning, that's already backed up all the way there, and now you're gonna add 40 or 30 some parking spots there. Just a question.
And that's an existing driveway that we're working off of right now. It is a 55 and older development, so they theoretically wouldn't all be leaving at 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. to go to work normally.
I just know how traffic gets there, so even trying to leave would be an issue. And there's lots of pedestrians that walk on that sidewalk a lot too, so there'd be a little worry with that.
We'll have to review that when you bring the rest of your documents in.
Okay.
Yeah. Good point. Good point, thank you.
Is there something you'd rather see? Would you like me to try to move that further, or?
I was just curious where the curb cut for the duplex,
True.
was. Maybe I can pull up, the aerial.
I think that's a shared
Yeah,
driveway.
yeah.
Is
I don't
it
think there
shared?
was
Oh.
a separate
Shared it
curb
with
cut.
the dentist office all along.
Yeah, right.
I wonder if you shifted the driveway, you'd probably still be able to keep the same number of parking stalls.
You'd have to add a second curb cut, which may be worse than leaving the one where it's at.
Yeah. I know there was a lot of questions about traffic with the other senior project going on South Main Street down by the clinic, and they shared kind of a traffic, not a full traffic impact analysis, but a smaller traffic study, and yeah, they definitely don't have the peak time. There's a lot less coming and going. There's
Right.
probably more on the weekends when people are either running errands or visiting family or having family come.
Yeah, and I can't imagine with school being out of session on the weekends at that, kind of that
They
dead
have
end there.
basketball and a bunch of stuff too.
Oh,
It's busy
okay.
all the time, just not in the summer.
Can
I
I
guess
ask,
even in the summer too.
if that corner lot is your business office, why are you excluding it from this
Excuse me.
development?
I
Why
think
is
they
it-
want to keep that option open
Okay,
for potential sale. They own that, and they own the house on the other side as well.
right, I understand that, and I can see leaving the house out. I guess I'm a little concerned about future sale. That's why I asked about parking for that property.
Yeah.
Because it kind of leaves it without any option. It may be beneficial to really look at that parking lot and move the entrance down. You might actually get more parking out of it.
Tim, one thing we've done, I know we had a CSM that was on North Borough a couple months ago, I think maybe April or May, that came through Planning Commission, where there was gonna be 2 lots created, but there was 1 shared driveway. And our attorney asked that there was some kind of shared access agreement between the 2 parcels. So even though this is the same ownership, I think if this is intended to be 2 separate parcels moving forward, you can have maybe the owner write something up, and I can run it by our village attorney to see if that language is sufficient, but just in case they did sell it to a different party, that there's guaranteed access through that, that driveway, or they need to have another, access point off one of the public roads there.
Will that satisfy your concern? I don't know that's,
I would definitely want to see a shared use agreement.
okay.
And I do think, looking carefully at that parking, I'm looking particularly at the northwest corner of that parking lot and seeing 3 or 4 additional potential stalls,
Okay.
Right
which
here.
which would help if you're gonna separate that property at some time, that there's some dedicated stalls for that.
Good point.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, you'd almost have to do that, I think, Patrick, otherwise you're no longer meeting the minimum if you have a shared parking agreement, is
Right.
that correct?
Well, unless they reduce their unit count, which
Yeah.
you talked about, and when you come back in September, I'm assuming you're gonna have a firm
We'll have
unit
an idea,
count.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, anybody else?
I guess once you have the firm unit count too, what the staffing levels are, I'm assuming there's not a lot of staff here at any one time.
Yeah, it'll
but-
be, it'll be 24/7 convenience staff, non-medical, so 1 person.
Okay. Don't see any objections at this point,
Okay.
just the comments they made.
Looks good, great suggestion.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, appreciate it. Thank you for your time, we'll see you in September.
Move on to item 7B, review and possible recommendation to village board, resolution number 25-23, resolution discontinuing a portion of Waterman Street under Wisconsin statute 66.1003, Pren 4, between Park Street and Brook Street.
All right, so I stole Martin's memo from the village board here because he did a great job summarizing things, but I'll try to get to the map here. So as you may remember, part of the new senior center design is going to be discontinuing this small section of Waterman Street, and that'll be a parking area kind of on the south end and a stormwater management area with a pedestrian path more on the northern end. So both of these property owners, when you discontinue right away, it kind of gets split hot dog style down the middle, and then adjacent property owners would typically just receive that land. But since we needed that property for the project, we worked with an appraiser and an attorney to negotiate with both of those adjacent property owners, and they were both willing to sell us their portion of that right away. So all of those agreements have been signed, they've been paid, or they will be paid once this is all recorded for the amount that was agreed upon based on the appraisal. It's not very much, it's, can't do a whole lot of development on a skinny strip of land, but they were both very kind to work with and appreciate their cooperation in helping this come together. So there's many steps in discontinuing the right-of-way, but the planning commission step is adoption of that resolution. That's page 19 and 20 of the packet, 25, 23, just agreeing that support the discontinuance of the right-of-way for this purpose, and just that exhibit matches your understanding of what's being
I see
vacated.
the way he writes the motion, I'm not used to that, so.
Yeah, it's at the bottom there, the recommendation.
Right,
So
so what, and we all, we've seen this so many times, and this is just, formalities here, but it looks like it's a necessary motion, so essentially he's asking for a motion of the village board to declare it finds, that we find the proposed decontinuance of in the public's interest, Jesus.
geez, Martin.
Yes, Martin. So anybody want to put that in a formal motion to be nice. Or-
Yeah, and sorry, I should
or
have,
I'll try to.
I
patch
should have
it.
rewritten that when I moved his memo over from the board packet, cause it's written for the board there, so.
Really need a motion recommended to the village board that the proposed discontinuance is in the public's interest.
So moved.
Okay, I cleaned that up, thank you. We have a motion, we have a second?
Second?
We have a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, the motion carries, thank you.
Greg, Peggy, are you okay with that motion, or you think we should actually just have them approve that resolution? The way that that's.
You want me to read it?
No.
No.
You think you're fine with that, Phil?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Phil,
okay.
yeah. He made the motion, he's the village
Yeah, we
president,
don't,
so yes.
we don't read a
That's fine,
resolution.
just
at the
wanna,
village board
don't
either.
wanna come back here with this again, so,
Yeah.
thanks.
Okay, we're good, we're done. 7C, review and possible recommendation of village board of a proposed ordinance amending section 18.05 Pren 2 of the Village of Oregon Municipal Code relating to parkland dedication and fees in lieu of parkland dedication.
Okay.
That one needs a little more explanation.
That's another Morton memo, and I did include more than kind of what is just required for planning commission to see. It included the library, impact fee and everything too, just so you could see what the board saw. But, part of the strategic plan for the board, for this, these 2 years was to just review development-related costs, make sure that new development is paying kind of its fair share for new infrastructure and things like that. So part of that was we worked with our attorneys to update our a needs assessment and then kind of evaluate where our impact fees are and make sure that they're still adequate. Should they be increased, decreased? Is that still appropriate? Those amounts for what we're charging development, and these impact fees, they're typically charged at building permit time, and it's per dwelling unit. So multifamily units are charged, the fee times 50 units or whatever it may be. So he kind of just does a whole background on what are impact fees, when are, parkland dedication or fees in lieu of dedication used. That's with plating. And then alignment with the comp plan. The kind of meat of this is on page 25 of the packet. But just a summary of the proposed updates. So we have 4 impact fees: the water impact fee, park improvements impact fee, parkland acquisition impact fee, which we don't use very often. So if we're bringing in projects that weren't ever part of a neighborhood plat and never actually had a parkland dedication made at that time, and then the library impact fee. So what's currently charged is in this middle column, and then what's proposed to be changed is in the right-hand column. So you can see actually a couple of these are not changing or they're going down. So overall, per dwelling unit, the overall dwelling unit or the impact fee cost will go down slightly. If you have questions about kind of what these fees are, especially the park stuff can get a little confusing, I'm happy to answer questions, but the comparison here that's with Dane County Community, so what we have currently, that would be including that parkland acquisition impact fee, which we don't typically charge. We would be kind of on the higher, third of Dane County communities. What's proposed, if a parkland acquisition impact fee is charged, would be that $7,290, but typically that's not charged. So our most common scenario per dwelling unit is $5,335 with these new updated fees. So that kind of puts us right in the middle of the pack. So we like to do this for water rate studies and other things, just to show residents or developers that we're kind of falling in line with our neighbors, and that we're not falling behind, we're not asking kind of more than anybody else. So part of the process to update these fees, especially for parkland, since it's related to development, like when we have a plat, we have parkland dedication, fee in lieu of if they don't create a park within the development, and then there are park impact fees when we do new developments, again, paid per dwelling unit at the time of building permit. So again, I didn't rewrite the recommended action, but it would be just that the planning commission supports the recommended changes to the impact fee structure.
To the ordinance.
Yep.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
And this will go back to the board for a public hearing at the board level.
Questions? Anybody? Makes sense. And I like the fact we're trying to be in the middle, can be consistent rather than, too low, too high. All right, anybody want to construct a recommendation of village board?
It's not very often you see the fees go down, so
Yeah.
I'll make that motion to recommend to the village board that we adopt this fee structure.
Thank you. We have a motion, we have a second.
Second.
We have a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, that motion carries. Thank you. Okay, no other new business? Right, we'll move on to Director of Community Development Report, status of development projects.
All right. So on the public side, we have all our projects for this year are going strong. North Oak Street is probably the most visible. That's been a challenging project. The weather has not been great this year, and all that water in an already wet area has caused some issues, but we're pushing through it. We're adjusting to meet the deadlines that we have to meet to accommodate schools there and other stakeholders. The triathlon is this weekend, and we've been working with them to make sure that kids are going to be able to safely get in and out of that construction site where they need to and keep them out where they don't need to be. So we'll continue to push on that and get that finished by this fall. Wastewater treatment plant also moving ahead, very similar area and very similar issues with water, but they have finally gotten down to the bottom of their major excavation. They're starting to move towards pouring the foundation there, so that's an exciting milestone for us. I believe when we last talked, well 6 hadn't yet started construction. As of now, they are almost finished with the wet well up there, so they've been moving really, really efficiently up there, obviously not facing the same difficulties with the water that the lower projects are, but they've been doing a great job up there and moving on schedule to get that one done. Well 3 also on schedule and moving right along. So I have had a couple of interested parties related to me in some way ask me why it looks like they're stopping and starting the Well 3 project so much. For those that are interested and have noticed the same thing, it is intentional, and it's due to an inability to get certain supplies manufactured in the United States in a timely manner. It's also, to some extent, at our request, because we don't want to take a well down during the summer. So they're working around that request. They're getting in what they can when they can, but that is on course for finishing by the end of the year as we had planned. So on the private side, we have Autumn Ridge Phase 3B has started going down in the southeast side of town. So we're watching that one, working with them on that one. Greenview Preserve sounds like it will start in early September here. That's their goal anyway. So working with Viridian and their engineer to do what we have to get them going on that. And then Highlands of Netherwood Phase 5 is still planned to begin yet this fall. It's just a little bit behind Greenview, but that is still the goal. So we will have a busy fall in addition to our busy summer.
Okay, thank you. Any questions, anybody? Great, thanks again. Item B, upcoming Plan Commission meeting dates. Thursday, September 4th. I won't be here. Thursday, October 2nd, I will be. Okay, planning staff meeting, look at the agenda if you'd like, from July 9th, 2025. Items for future meetings, I see none. We need a motion to adjourn.
That's your
favorite.
Not everybody at once.
Who wants to do it?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, we have a second. I'll second it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion. Any discussion? Motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for coming tonight. Appreciate it.